welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Today I am doing a test of PaddyWaxx. This is actually a rerun because I did a video where I compared various waxes and PaddyWaxx didn't do very well. In fact, PaddyWaxx and Super PaddyWaxx were the bottom two out of 13. So when that happened, I knew that something was wrong because a lot of people talk about PaddyWaxx, a lot of people like it, a lot of people recommend it. So I knew when I had done it that something wasn't right. And it wasn't very long before people started to comment and let me know, basically, Jim, you don't do that with PaddyWaxx. What I was doing was just using it like normal wax, just sticking the pen in and getting a dot and go, which it turns out isn't the way that PaddyWaxx works. So I have listened to everybody's comments, I have been looking at YouTube videos, and I think I know what I should have been doing, and today that is what I'm going to do. So here we have the first one. This is regular PaddyWaxx, and this one is Cherry Bomb, so it's cherry scented. And the way that I did it the first time was I cut a little sliver off it to try and get it the same thickness as normal pink wax, and I just poked a hole in it and took the wax and used that. So as I said, since then I've discovered that that isn't really the way to do it. So one of the things that I learned was you should warm the PaddyWaxx up a bit. And the way that I did it was I sat this in the bag on my shoulder underneath my t-shirt and let it sit there for about 20 minutes to warm the wax up. You can see I got this one from Ureli, and she had been using it, and you can see that she's been doing it properly, whereas I wasn't. So the wax is at body temperature, and I've emptied the pen. So what I'm going to do now is just scrape along the surface. And if you've never used PaddyWaxx before, you will find it's very, very hard. It's totally different from the normal soft pink wax. So the idea is to scrape some and then push it into the tip, take off the excess, try scraping some more, and then push that in. And I think that should be it. So I think the difference is if you just poke it into the wax like I did, and you just push it in here, you just have a solid lump of wax inside the pen, and when you press in the drills, it's so hard that the drill doesn't seat itself inside the tip like the top of the drill. So if you scrape it and push in bits and pieces, there is some air in there as well. So when you press it on a drill, it actually sinks in, so it gives it a better grip of the top of the drill, if that makes any sense. So this one is loaded up and ready to go. So I'm doing this exactly the same way as I did the rest. I'm working on a custom, and the canvas has these blue grid lines that you can see. So each square is 10 by 10, so each square is 100 drills. It's 20 squares high, so if I reach the top, that's 2,000 drills. I've got 4,000 squares left, so I'm hoping this is going to be enough to do the two PaddyWaxxes. It might not be, depending how good it is. If I have to continue, I'll move on to another diamond painting and I'll do the same thing, but we'll see how this goes. So as I said, I've loaded up the pen. I haven't actually pressed in a drill yet. So what I'm going to do is I'll pick a drill and I'll press down on it, and then I'm just going to knock it off again, because what's happened is the drill has dented into the wax. So you can maybe see it's hollowed out a bit. That didn't happen the first time because I had just basically pushed straight through the wax, so it was a solid lump. And I could feel that the drill was sitting high. It wasn't going into the tip of the pen, but it was picking up, and it was very sticky. And when I first started, I thought this is going to be really good, but I found that if I was trying to turn the drill, if I put it down and it wasn't lined up and I tried to twist it to turn it, the pen was just sliding off the top of the drill. And that's because I had packed it too tight. So because I've scraped the wax, which allows some air inside there, then when I press the pen onto the drill, it pushes it into the pen a bit and it makes a little cradle. So that should help to pick up the drills a lot easier, and hopefully it lasts a lot longer. So I'll just pick up one. Now when I pick up, I just touch and no more. I don't press in or anything like that. I just touch it. So, and then when I put it on the wax, I just touch it again. So it's very, very gentle the way that I do it. And you can hear that, it's actually lifting the canvas. You saw that when I pulled back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work this column as far as I can go with this one dot. If I get to the top, I'll continue in the second column and work up again, and I'll keep doing that until I lose the stickiness on the wax. But I think this is going to work a lot better. I sort of understand the PaddyWaxx a bit better now. As I said, I was trying to use it just like normal wax, and it is a lot harder. So the technique is slightly different. So I'll continue and do this, and I'll come back and I'll let you know how it does. So now we'll try super sticky PaddyWaxx. And again, I've warmed this up by sitting it on my shoulder underneath my t-shirt, so it gets up to body temperature, which I have heard helps, so it slightly softens the wax. And you can see what I did before was basically I just poked a hole through it like you would do with the normal pink wax, and that didn't work very well at all. The super sticky PaddyWaxx actually came in last out of the 13 waxes, so we'll see what happens if you do it the way you should. So again, what I'm going to do is try and scrape it. So just pushing along the surface and getting some pieces of wax, and then what I'll do is I'll push it into the pen. So just give it a good push, take the excess off, and what I'll do is I'll do it again just to make sure it is packed. A little bit more, press it on, take off the excess, and let's see, we're ready to go. So now I've finished, one dot of wax each, warmed up to body temperature, scraped rather than pushed through. So now we can have a look and see what difference it made. So this is the result of the last test, and this column here is the Cherry Bomb PaddyWaxx. and this time I managed to place 738 drills before it lost its stickiness, and that is actually 268 drills less than last time. The one next to it, the longer one, this is the super sticky PaddyWaxx, which actually did better than the cherry bomb this time, but it still did less than it did last time. It managed to place 911 drills, and that was actually 86 less than the last time. So, complete surprise for me. I really thought it was going to make a big difference, but it didn't. So those were the results for me with PaddyWaxx. I really thought warming up to body temperature, scraping the wax into the pen would make a difference. It did, but it was actually worse than the first time. So PaddyWaxx is not for me. I can safely say that. I got less drills per dot than any other wax. So all of the pink waxes scored higher. Why? I don't know. I know that a lot of people use PaddyWaxx and they recommend it, but for whatever reason it just doesn't work for me. So this is just one of these things. If you try different things, you'll find something that works for you. Museum putty far outperformed the PaddyWaxx for me. All I can say is give them a try yourself, see what you think. Again, the pink wax for me, there isn't a problem with it. I've never had any issues with the pink wax, but I did this whole thing because I was really curious to why people were using alternatives, to see if maybe they did work better for me, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Museum putty does last longer, but considering you get the pink wax for free, and for me it lasts a long time with one dot, so I just wouldn't spend the money, simple as that. I don't see that there's a huge benefit. So that was it. A bit disappointing for me. I really was expecting a big difference. It never happened. So next video, not sure. Might be some new pens appearing, or maybe I'll do an unboxing. I'm not sure. So if you want to find out what's coming next, please subscribe and hit the notification button. In the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.